This is Tim, right?
Yeah, my name's Tim.
Okay.
All right, man. How's everything?
I'm good, man. It's a little rainy today here in New York, but it's good. Weather has been good,
Yeah.
and yeah,
What part of
things
New
are
York?
good. I'm in Queens.
Queens. Yeah, my family's from New
Yeah.
York, upstate though.
Oh yeah? What
Yeah.
part?
North Collins.
I don't know that one.
It's
There's
about
probably
40.
a lot of
Yeah,
stuff I don't know.
45 minutes from Buffalo.
Is that where you grew up?
No, that's where my dad grew up.
Oh, cool.
He ended up moving to California, and then he never went back.
Oh wow.
But he talks about it all the time, about how much better
Yeah.
New York is than California.
Different, but yeah, I lived in California for 6 years, out in LA, and it was great. And I moved back, but it's good. Both. It's good to experience both West Coast and East Coast.
Yeah.
Definitely. And plus, New York and LA is like good for music, so it's a good interchangeable city for musicians and stuff.
For sure. All right, man. We won't. I'm trying not to take too much time. Just a couple questions. Our first question: what is your most memorable moment that you've experienced at Warped Tour?
The most memorable moment was, well, the best show I liked was the show that we played in New Jersey. I believe it was Trenton, where the we're playing outside, and the sun was going down, and it was just like an amazing vibe. And that was towards the end of the tour, so we were really tight with everybody. We were playing tight, and a lot of our friends were there because it was next to New York. So that was like my most fun show. But we had a lot of good times because bands were sharing buses. So you would have two bands in one bus. I believe we were sharing our bus with the band Civ. Quicksand and Civ had the same bus. But then we wound up having extra guys from Orange 9mm. And Orange 9mm were sharing a bus with Sublime. So I remember seeing their dog that's in the videos around and meeting those guys, and they were really super cool. And then they were just getting big. So that was really cool to watch some of the bands that I met on that tour start getting bigger. I think I met the Deftones on that tour. They did play one show only, and that's when I first met the guitar FN and the drummer Abe. So, and that's been a cool friendship that I've had with them since, that first Warped Tour. And, and multiple times I've toured with them in separate bands. And, one of the guys from Quicksand now plays in Deftones. So, but the first time that Quicksand ever met Deftones was on that Warped Tour. And, it's been a cool relationship with them since.
Awesome, dude. What has Warped Tour meant to you?
Warped Tour, that was just such a fun time. It meant all these underground bands were able to be a festival all together. So that was the first time that something like that happened, at least for punk and hardcore bands. There wasn't anything else that was like it. And it was just so fun, a summer camp for people. And most of us were very young, and it was just a lot of fun, being at each event and having all these different musicians and people we knew every day. I remember Sick of It All were on a tour. They would work out, and I remember we were all lifting weights on the side, and so we had a lot of friends that we knew before that tour, some of the hardcore bands and stuff. And met a lot of new people. So, and it's cool. And the Warped Tour's lived on since then. So I've seen multiple ones after that. And it's just, it was definitely the first of its kind, the touring punk festival. And, we were totally psyched to be a part of the first one, even though no one knew exactly what would turn out each day. It was just an experiment, but definitely,
what was the pitch
it was amazing.
When they pitched it to you, What was like the initial reaction for you guys?
Oh, we were excited. It sounded great. We were like totally in. Our manager like presented it to us because like he was involved with Kevin Lyman, and he told us about this tour. So we really just didn't know exactly what to expect, but it totally sounded awesome because also included were bands that we were friends with. Like we were friends with like Orange 9mm, most of the New York bands, Sick of It All, Into Another. And it was cool because some of us were playing only part of the shows. We were on the whole tour as one of the featured bands. And so we did every show, but there were some bands that just came out for like a week or two. And yeah, it was awesome.
Killer. Hey, do you have a funny story that you would want to share?
A fun story?
That something that happened on Warped Tour.
Sorry, I can't think of something right now. But
it's all right.
Sorry.
Here's the thing: you guys were labeled like top billing on that Warped Tour flyer in '94.
What's that?
So they were like basically headlines the tour.
Yeah.
The very first one. So it was just beginning, right? So.
Yeah, we were like just getting. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely like some of the bigger bands. The bands that like were more featured were L7 and Quicksand and Sublime, and then there would be bigger shows that some of the bands just joined on for one or two shows. Like I think it was NoFX played one or two shows. That was big.
Yeah.
No.
All right, and this is my last question. Do you have a message for Kevin?
Just keep on continuing doing the Warped Tour. It's fun. Definitely. Hopefully, it never ends. Is it the last year of doing this, or is it still continuing?
No, this is the last one.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty sad. Hopefully, he comes up with something new, and maybe Warped Tour will come back in a few years. Because it's definitely it was an awesome idea that he was able to do for 20 years or something.
24.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see it coming back. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but or just changing it up. But it's definitely helped a lot of bands. It's been like a lot of different bands' dreams to be on that.
Yeah.
And it's given access to so much. To so many bands and new bands and old bands that could reach out and get a good crowd by being on that tour, so I'm sure it's affected a lot of people's lives, in a positive way, musically and stuff.
All right, man.
And yeah, I met a bunch of people on that tour. I remember I was friends with the guys from No Use for a Name. I think that was it. Yeah, and that guy went on. So it was just like a lot of friends. I don't know what else to say.
Cool, man. We appreciate it. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you. Hopefully you can get something out of that,
We got stuff.
Yes,
All right, great.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. You're welcome. Thanks for including me on. Wait to see it.